The scientists used electric current to stimulate the brain to obtain useful information. But as the electric current increased, the head opened its eyes and showed a sad expression. Soon after, an unidentifiable black liquid came out of the top of its head. Something wasn't right, so the scientists shut it down. In the next second, the head swelled and burst. Under the watchful eye of the instruments, something remarkable happened. The DNA in the head had a match with human DNA. This discovery proved what scientists had been thinking, which no one believed, that humans might be the product of alien genes. Long before there were humans somewhere, an oval-shaped spaceship, a white-robed alien, the occupant of the spaceship, drank a black liquid, and the ship faded into the clouds. Moments later, the alien began to convulse, its muscles blackened, and the genetics in its body ate away at its skin, crushing it into black powder. And finally, the alien fell into the river. Thousands of years later, humanity became the planet's primary inhabitants, exploring uncharted territory. In 2089, a group of scientists went deep into the Isle of Skye, Scotland, and discovered a mysterious cave full of striking new wall paintings and layouts, with shapes like they had seen before in the ruins of other ancient civilizations. Holloway and Shaw believed that this star map must contain the secret of humanity's origins, and that its existence was a guide to the truth. 4 years later, with the financial support of a company, a spacecraft called Prometheus set sail, carrying a number of people, including Holloway and Shaw, to a planet where everyone goes into hibernation, except for David, a robot who travels around the ship to keep it running. By definition, David is an emotionless robot. Surprisingly, he starts riding his bike, playing basketball, eating breakfast, watching movies, and learning the language of ancient civilizations, and doing all the mundane things that humans do every day, as if the shackles of his consciousness are starting to loosen. But there was no one there to see it. 2 years later, the ship arrived at its destination, and David woke up the passengers one by one. Shaw woke up in shock. After adjusting to the situation, the group sat down in a row to watch the drawings left behind by the company's founder, Wayland. In Wayland's words, David was like a child to him, but he didn't age like a human, because he wasn't a human with a soul, so he spent his life trying to solve the riddle of where humans came from. At first, he thought that the answers didn't exist. Only when Shaw and Holloway explained, he suddenly realized that the answers were within his reach, and almost everyone in the room had no idea what they were, so Holloway projected their archaeology collection. These ancient civilizations were separated from each other by centuries, yet they shared the same star, meaning that this planet could be pointing to the location of the Creator. So they observed the sun in this star system, much like our own solar system. Long-range scans revealed the presence of another unknown planet in space. Disbelieving scientists laughed derisively when they heard the news that it was the Creator, which meant that they had disproved Darwin's 3-century-old theory of evolution. They then changed clothes and set foot on the planet. The ship passed through thick clouds of sun and moon, like entering a minefield, with storm clouds, lightning, and thunder. LV-223 is full of strange terrain, and the shape of the mountain is so strange that there are artificial traces. The ship descended slowly, and a semicircular shape was seen ahead. The crowd was attracted to this amazing sight, and immediately dressed up and headed to the mysterious realm. After entering the place, the explorers immediately went into action, each doing his own job, observing the surroundings. And soon they found that the air content was identical to that of the Earth, and the cave was scanned by the detection ball at all depths. Holloway took the lead and took off his mask to test the water and was safe. Then everyone took off and continued to explore the depths of the cave. David was the fastest and found something on the wall in front of him. He reached out and touched it, and to his surprise, he found a neon green slime. Waiting for the others to arrive, together they saw holograms of the aliens coming up ahead through the bodies of the people. The team observes that the aliens are terrified, as if they were being chased by a monstrous creature following their trail. When the team saw one of the giants lying on the ground as if attacked, and when they came to look at it, there was an enormous body. Its head had been separated, and it was determined that the body was 2,000 years old. But this giant was probably the Creator they were looking for, and the geologists who were there, but were afraid, felt they were losing their minds. They were only interested in rocks and animals, not mysterious creatures. So the two men left the group and returned to the ship, and the group continued to explore. David climbed to a high place, and with a few touches managed to open the door ahead. The creature's head came into view, followed by beautifully painted walls, intricate statues, and black water jars. Before the crowd could finish observing the planet, the moment they arrive, the atmosphere changes and a storm will sweep in, which could destroy their protective suits. And the scientists sent by the company were very determined to survive. He ordered the exploration team to return within 15 minutes. But on the way back, due to the enormous power of the storm, the head fell swept away by the storm, and Shaw was also blown away after stepping out. David was able to save them from the storm with a rope, and after returning to the ship, scientists began scanning the surface of the skull and found a helmet-like shell on the outside of the skull. David carefully lifted the human-like face to reveal it. One of the scientists inserted a liquid injection into the head to temporarily revive it. As the current increased, the head slowly opened its eyes and a foul-smelling black liquid flowed from the top of its head. Seeing the head in pain, they quickly shut it down. The next moment, the head exploded in a cloud of disinfectant smoke. Meanwhile, David seemed to have changed and started doing something devious. He slipped into a hidden room, appearing to talk to someone. He then returned to his room, opened the jar of black water that he had just smuggled out of the cave, took out a long dark green object, poured it onto his fingertips, and while trying to verify the effect of the black water, he met Holloway and gave Holloway a drink that had been mixed with the black liquid. At night, Shaw and Holloway performed bed rituals. The next morning he found that in addition to his red eyelids, there also looked like worms in his eyeballs. The two scientists who had left the ship earlier yesterday had not returned to the ship because they were lost. They were also trying to contact the captain. The detection sphere had detected a living organism in the cave, which appeared for a few seconds and then disappeared. It was imperative that they retrieve the two men as soon as possible, and soon enough the search was on and entered the cave. David did not choose to go with them, but went alone to another place to explore, and searched back and forth through the cave. Eventually the scientist's body was found inside the cave they had left yesterday, and the jars on the floor were spilling a very strange-looking black liquid. To make matters worse, Holloway's pupils had turned red, and strange creatures suddenly appeared from the side. Panicked, everyone retreats and asks the medical team to return and wait for help. But by the time the group arrives, Holloway has been transformed, and Vickers raises the fire spray to kill him. Shaw is so hurt to see Holloway killed that she passes out from grief. Shaw wakes up again, and she is lying on the examination machine. David tells her that she is 3 months pregnant, but she performed the bed ritual only 10 hours ago, so she couldn't have gotten pregnant 3 months sooner. But David ignores her panic and gives her a sedative, ready to send her back to Earth. Shaw feigning unconsciousness in the process. When the paramedics arrived to take her to the hibernation chamber, Shaw immediately hit them. After getting rid of them, she escaped to the medical room and prepared to perform the surgery herself, shocked to see that what came out was not a baby, but a monster. Shaw then closed the surgical wound and escaped after locking up the monster. She sneaked into the secret room with a tired body, and here she saw Wayland, who was supposed to be dead. It turned out that Wayland had been on the ship all this time, and he was hoping to meet who he thought was the creator in order to regain his health. Shaw says that the alien is dead, but David says that the last alien is still sleeping in the cave, and that while the search party rescues the crew, David takes them to another strange area filled with thousands of jars of black water. Furthermore, in addition to the enormous alien figure, a large object resembling an airplane with many buttons in the center. David clicks on one of the alien's holographic projections and they reappear, showing in detail how the airplane operates. As it turns out, this is actually a cockpit for an airplane. David did as he was told, and in an instant, an infinite projection of the universe came into view. There are countless stars in the sky, and only one point is marked by the aliens, which is Earth. It was from here that the aliens had departed for Earth, but for some reason they had all died, and only one of them remained sleeping in hibernation. David looks very happy. Shaw is getting scared because she has lost his boyfriend and does not want to continue this dangerous search. At that moment, an anomaly occurs outside the ship. One of the scientists who had disappeared suddenly appears, turns into a monster and starts attacking indiscriminately. In the end, the captain, with the cooperation of all his men, used guns to kill the monster. On the night of their disappearance, they returned to the area where the jars filled with black water were. Here they found a snake. One of the scientists tried to approach the snake, but the corrosive liquid from the snake's body instead ate away his mask and face, and he ended up falling into the pool of black water, which completely mutated him. The snake got into the scientist's mouth and killed him. The alien slowly woke up, and Wayland hurriedly asked David to translate and asked the alien why he had created humanity and how he could live forever. David took the opportunity to translate the question and saw the alien gently stroking David's head, severing David's head and hitting Wayland, and was killed before he could run. In the end, only Shaw was able to escape as quickly as possible, so the aliens launched their ship and prepared to return to Earth to destroy humanity. This cave was actually the aliens' base, and the black water tank stored inside was a weapon that would destroy humanity once the ship arrived on Earth. For the sake of the humans on Earth, the captain decided to use the ship as a weapon to die with the other pilots. Vickers did not want to die, tried to escape to Earth but failed. The remaining 2 pilots chose to die with the captain, and as the aliens slowly rose into the air, the captain calmly steered the ship to go straight ahead. The 2 sides collided violently, and as the ship crashed, Vickers had no time to escape and was crushed to death. After escaping, Shaw returned to the ship to refill her oxygen. Here she saw the enlarged octopus monster, and later David, who was still alive, told her that the alien was coming towards her. And Shaw utilized the octopus monster to fight the alien. Then Shaw took David, who was still alive because he was a robot, using a hijacked plane, and managed to leave the place, and their destination was not Earth, but the alien planet. But what they don't know is that the combination of the octopus and the aliens has given birth to a new monster. And Earth may be about to experience an even greater disaster. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Because by subscribing, you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.